long time since I've been on the video. I feel like it's been 2 weeks. Yes, it feels like 2 weeks. Man, it feels like a long time. But anyway, actually for this video, sorry. For this video, I'm actually going to do something new. Do a little rundown instead of try to do a single video. Because a lot of little stuff come out, so I decided to put it all into a little video. Make a bigger video, if you get my drift. Yeah, that's how we're going to do this today. Let's try this. It's a test run. So, before I even get into it, leads into this, for anybody out there with the Christmas movies and everything, sorry to burst your bubble. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. The King of the North, aka Aaron Rodgers, has spoken. He says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And I consider Die Hard a damn Christmas movie. I also consider, I know this has been a big discussion, especially I think this was on WCBS not too long ago. I think he made a video not too long ago about this. Batman Returns, it's a Christmas movie. A dark Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie. But speaking of Die Hard, I don't know if anybody knows this, but anybody up for a lesbian version of Die Hard? So I guess Charlene Theron, whatever you can say her name, kind of pitched this on Simple Jack, or aka Twitter, and it's kind of been swirling around on Twitter that they kind of, well, some people want a lesbian rom-com that is Die Hard. First question is, why is it needed? Second, if needed, why does it have to be labeled under Die Hard? Why can't it just be your own movie? I know why, because you need a big name to attach to it. Because if you don't name it Die Hard, name it something else, nobody ain't gonna watch that. But they lose either way, because nobody's gonna watch both of those. Because people are big fans of Die Hard and Bruce Willis. Probably one of the best action movies ever. It's on the top 10, top 5 list for me. And you want to demoralize it by doing something stupid like that. It just baffles me sometimes, but I highly doubt this probably won't be out there. But let's get to some other news right quick. So there's been a lot of Spider-Man news going on, and there's been rumors for the last few months, but this rumor might just happen, could happen. So we all remember Spider-Man 2, best Spider-Man movie out there, or one of the best sequels out there. Alfred Molina, aka Doc Ock, who played the villain Spider-Man 2, 2004, is it? Yes, 2004 Spider-Man. It's rumored that he's set to reprise his role as Doc Ock. And something that actually he's been wanting to do for the longest time, because I think it was back in 2014, he had a interview, I think it was on Collider, that he expressed interest in playing that role again. I, for one, he probably played one of the best villains ever, because there was nothing over the top, there was nothing underwhelming. He played a perfect villain. That's how you create a villain. MCU now. DCEU. And other people out there. But, I guess he's supposed to come back for the Spider-Man 3 in the MCU. Or Spider-Boy 3, or Iron Boy 3. And I guess that's supposed to be they trying to still do that multiverse type of thing in there. For one, he is dead. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched Spider-Man 2. I, for one, is 50-50 about the whole multiverse. It sounds like it could be a cool idea because, for one, which leads into my next story, Toby supposedly is coming back. Andrew Garfield, which I didn't really hate as a Spider-Man. I hate the things surrounding him. But those two are supposed to come back, and supposedly Jamie Foxx, but we don't know if Jamie Foxx is even come. We know? No, I don't know. But what I like to see out of the MCU is not so much the MCU, because I know they ain't gonna do it. I know Sony most likely will do it. Can I get my maximum Carnage, please? And everybody who doesn't know Maximum Carnage, it's a good storyline involving Carnage. If anybody knows who Carnage is, it's a symbiote played by Cletus Cassidy and Carnage. Anyways, basically, Carnage is running around with his homies across New York, slaughtering everybody. And it's up to Spider-Man, who has broken ribs too. He's struggling. He has to gain some allies because he cannot take on Carnage and his homies by himself, because it's Carnage. They get Shriek, Doppelganger, eventually Demon Goblin, and I haven't read the storyline all the time. I think it was Morbius. I know Morbius made an appearance in it. I think Morbius might have been on Spider-Man's side, but yeah. And those people are pretty bad, tearing up people. It's one of my actually first Spider-Man comics I ever read, and I was horrified as a young kid reading it. I was like, this isn't a Spider-Man comic? So I used to watch the Spider-Man, the cartoon series that used to come on. Was it UPN? Yeah, it was UPN. So I think it was UPN for me, for being in Milwaukee. But yeah, reading the Spider-Man comic the first time at that age, seeing that, I was like, woo! Ain't no comics with that violent. But yes, I want to see a Maximum Carnage. But we'll probably never get that. I don't think it's Sony or the MCU, because, especially not the MCU, because you know how that freaking Sawyer's the MCU is now. You're never gonna see Carnage tearing up bodies and all kinds of stuff. And you probably never get to see Venom and Spider-Man even team up. You might get to see Black Cat. Maybe. But who knows? That's what I want to see in a Kraven Last Hunt. But you gotta build up to that. And I don't think the MCU wants to build up to that with this Spider-Man, because they keep trying to paddy wagon off everybody else, especially Iron Man. Even after Iron Man dies, they still can't get away from Iron Man for some reason. So that's the Spider-Man news. We'll see if Alfred Molina and Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, even Jamie Foxx even come back for another try at it. I ain't gonna down it, but hopefully it is good. I hope there's some good writing in it, not a whole bunch of garbage just to appease the simple jacks out there. I hope not. The next one is Oscar Isaac. Now, he's been circulating around because he's rumored, I think he's casted to play Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, which is a video game from back in the day. I played the first one. I never could beat that game on PS1. That was difficult. So much stuff to be used. But I kind of think that movie, like, I haven't played past the first one, the first video game. I feel like I'm slouching down a little bit. I haven't played past the first video game, so I don't know what happened after that. But I feel like this movie, it's kind of past the time. I know they was trying to actually film this movie, trying to get the writing and all that stuff for this movie for the last couple of years. But I don't know. Oscar Isaac doesn't cross me as the action type. Like I might have said this in a Facebook comment not too long ago. There's not many. Before I even get to that. So there was a picture of action heroes. And they said current action heroes, which had Robert Downey Jr. and his sidekick. I can't even think of his name right now. What's his name? The newest Spider-Man? I can't even think of his name right now. Plus, he wants to play Marty McFly in the Back to the Future, which is a no. But anyways, so they had Robert Downey Jr., whatever his name is, Iron Boy, Benedict Cumberbatch, and I can't think of the other person. Maybe it could have been Mark Ruffalo. Those are not action stars. Just because they play in superhero movies, don't make them action stars. And then at the bottom, they had all the action stars of the age, like Arnold, Sylvester, Dolph, all them type of people. Today, they kind of, I wouldn't say they lack action stars, but it's not enough. Like, you have The Rock. You want to put Crimson for in there. I don't know if you put Chris Pratt in there. Yeah, Star-Lord, that was really it. And Jurassic World, I really count those as action movies, like stupid, goofy action movies of the day, like Die Hard, and Commando. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is freaking Chris Hemsworth and The Rock. I guess you could put Hugh Jackman in there and Jason Statham, but those guys are all getting old. It's like there's no young people to be action here because all in one wear dresses for some reason, and dress shoes and all kinds of weird stuff like that. But as Oscar Isaac as Snake, I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird face I made. And we keep scrolling down to the next topic. Now, this one I actually like the most because this is what keeps going on. It's been going on for the last 4 years. So, Matthew McConaughey and also Russell Brand call out the Hollywood culture on Russell Brand's show, which is called, let me look at it right quick. It's called Under the Scan. It's Under the Scan podcast. So it's a podcast. And basically, they was talking how their fellow Hollywood people in there like to be basically condescending, patronizing to not so much to the same people who have the same ideology, but to people who are basically conservative Trump voters. And I like that they call that out because it needs to be called out. And I don't think, I've been saying this for a long time. First of all, I don't think some of these Hollywood people in Hollywood, they're not very with it when it comes to politics. Like they don't really know what's going on. Like they hear something and then they just take that and just spread it out. AKA LeBron James, people like that. And I like that those two, Matthew McConaughey and Russell Brand, call that out. I really do like that. Because they are patronizing and condescending to the other half. Because everybody's not going to think the same as you. So that's all I wanted to say about that whole thing. I think that was very interesting. There's a lot that they said. And I'm not going to get too much into it. Because that would be a longer video. But I'm glad some of these Hollywood people actually get this. So, and lastly, I think this is the last topic of the day, of this video, which leads back to a video I made previously, which was HBO Max sending 21 of their films out to the streaming services. So, as we all know, not everybody's gonna like that idea, and Christopher Nolan, director of Dark Knight trilogy and Inception and Interstellar and Dunkirk, actually came out and kind of ripped it, calling HBO Max the worst streaming service, and doesn't necessarily agree with all the Warner Bros. Releasing all those movies on there. But it's kind of fun. I read in this article, I think it's the Hollywood Reporter I read on it. Let's see my notes right quick. Let's see here what we got. So I did a little research. It wasn't a little research. I just read the article. Basically, the Warner Bros. COO, Carolyn Blackwell, or Blackwood, whatever her name is, kind of has no faith that some of those 21 releases are really gonna stick or even make money even if they're in theaters and theaters start opening back up and all that stuff. Now we all know, and you're gonna find out later on when the video is released, that not so much DC, but DC, Warner Brothers, they do not make good decisions. They make very poor decisions. And some of their poor decisions have been reflected on the DCEU, and expect that video to come out later about the DCU that will make. But they don't really make good decisions. So whatever those movies about, or wherever they are, like Matrix 4, why is there even a Matrix 4 coming out? The story ended in Matrix 3. Neo saved the day. It's done. What are the movies that are coming out with Warner Brothers? They got Godzilla vs. Kong. That's expected. You got Wonder Woman, which is expected. I'll get to that later. Then you got Dune. Some Dune fans out there, but yeah, I kind of agree with Christopher Nolan about that. That he basically said some of the integrity with filmmaking could be, and movie theaters could be in some trouble. Like I, for one, I'm mixed up. Like if you want to watch the movie at home, then go ahead. For me, I like watching the movie in theaters, even though I do hate when people freaking sit there and yap the whole entire time in the movie and be on their phones and do all kinds of stuff. But that's why I go to the late showings. I think this happened to me. I went to go see Halloween 2018. I went to see it during the middle of the day on a Sunday, and everybody decided to show up and be loud. But anyways, like I said, I like watching this stuff in the movie theaters because I watch it at home. TV back there. I watch it at home. I'm gonna start falling asleep the whole entire time. Like won't even make it past 10 minutes. And I like to have the surround sound, but can't have the surround sound because you got neighbors, so it'll be loud. So it's just not the same. And some people say, "Oh, it's not about the quality, integrity of." It's like, yeah, everybody has a 52-inch. You know, I got a 45-inch 4K TV behind there, but everybody doesn't have the big TVs and projectors and surround sound, and you don't live too close to people and all that. Not everybody has that. Like, I like going to movie theaters and all that. Streaming services, like I said before, there's too many of them, and I don't have HBO Max, and I don't plan on getting HBO Max because I pretty much have most of the stuff that's on HBO Max over there. So it's like, I don't know, but anybody else who likes watching movies at home, go ahead. For me, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out when I'm gonna watch Wonder Woman 84. But lastly, for anybody who out there likes sports ball, I got my picks in the week. Like I said, I'm doing something new. So, any football fans out there, I'm picking the Rams, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Kansas City, Tennessee, the Cowboys, Texans, Panthers, Seahawks, Colts, the football team, no-name team, or the Redskins, whatever you want to call them, Saints, I was about to say the Hawks, Falcons, my Packers, the Bills, and the Browns, all to win their matchups this week. Hopefully I do good. But last thing, I got some announcements to make, so I probably shared this on my Instagram, who everybody follows me on Instagram, but expect a new video, a new documentary coming out called The DCEU, or better yet, Days of Our Lives DC. I think that's the title right now. I think that is. It might change. But expect that to be out. Basically, it showcases all the stuff that came out with the DCEU leading up to Wonder Woman 84. So expect that to come out probably on Christmas Day, same day as Wonder Woman 84. And yeah, I probably will review Wonder Woman 84. I probably will be in California around that time. So speaking of California, anybody who lives out in the LA area or the whole entire state, I feel bad for y'all that you gotta deal with that crap out there. Hopefully somebody can spark something out there, do something out there. But I like what the sheriff said out there, the Riverside sheriff. Made me shed a tear. But I don't know if I'm gonna watch this movie. I think my parents got HBO Max. Could they? Maybe I'll watch it on there, but kind of want to review that with my buddy, so I don't know. Expect a review on that pretty soon. And expect the Days of Our DCEU. That's the name I had. Days of Our DCEU. Expect that to come out on Christmas Day. And with all that being said, probably won't be the last video of this week. Hopefully not, but y'all take care out there and y'all stay out the way in California. And stay classy out there. Peace.